Welcome back to Living 808. Long-term care expenses are one of the biggest retirement costs that families might not be prepared for. Martha Clopin and Elliot Clopin of Get to Insurance join us now to explain what long-term care really includes and what you need to know. Aloha, you guys.
Aloha.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, so, when people hear the words long-term care, I think that they often think only of nursing homes. But what exactly is it that long-term care is and what it covers?
Right, so long-term care is not just nursing home care. It has to do with that ongoing need you need for those activities of daily living. So those are things like bathing, transferring, toileting, things like that. When you need that ongoing care for those activities of daily living, maybe you need somebody to make sure you're taking your medications, transportation. Think along those lines, activities of daily living. Yeah.
Okay, but doesn't Medicare health insurance, like, the original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, or even the Medigap plans cover nursing home care?
So that's a common misconception. So Medicare does not cover long-term care. When you need ongoing assistance with those activities of daily living, there's a different type of insurance. It's long-term care insurance. Medicare will generally cover a skilled nursing facility stay, but it depends on the plan. But when it comes to those long-term care needs where it's activities of daily living and you need it over a long period of time, Medicare is not going to cover that.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so if Medicare doesn't usually pay for that long-term custodial care, what options do families have, and especially for here in Hawaii?
Yeah, absolutely. So some people do family caregiving where family members will step in and take care of that family member in need. Some people will self-insure, so they'll simply just pay the out-of-pocket for the nursing home or the caregiver to come in. They'll just pay 100% out of pocket. Some people will take out long-term care policies, but if you do a long-term care policy, you'll need to take it out before there's that long-term care need. And those are some of the options that people go with when looking. Another thing that people do as well is they'll look into state assistance through Medicaid. So when they do this, if their family member qualifies, it's dependent on their asset and income. So it depends if they qualify for the Medicaid. Yeah.
That's so interesting, and also so hard. I mean, most people can't just drop everything and be a full-time caregiver. Have to work, provide for their own immediate family, and then also, I mean, when it comes to paying out of pocket. Long-term care is super expensive. Retirement homes are wildly expensive. So I feel like it's just such a hard thing to do. So when you talk about, you have to have it in place beforehand, how long beforehand? Does it, like, can it be a couple months? Does it have to be years in advance? When do you have to get on that train?
Right, absolutely. Well, the sweet spot is around 50 through 65 for the long-term care, but you can do later on. There's some other options as well.
Like start paying for the insurance at that age?
Yeah, so that's usually the sweet spot.
Okay.
Around like 50 through 65.
Interesting. Okay, and what makes long-term care planning especially challenging here in Hawaii?
Well, what makes it actually challenging is cost. I don't have to tell anybody that it's so expensive to live here. And then when you add on those costs, also a lot of people look at availability. Maybe what's available is not where you really want to spend your time. So availability is an issue. Maybe the place that you would like to reside is not available. Maybe the home is not in shape to really take care of you or send people in. And I think the third challenge is Hawaii especially, people love taking care of their kapuna in their own home. But like you said, if you have children, if you have to go to work, your home may not be safe for your kapuna to live in. So what makes it so challenging is those three things. And as Elliot mentioned before about the self-insure, I have a lot of people who say, oh, I'm going to pay for it myself. But when the time comes, I have to tell people, remember the savings you said you're going to use? It's time to start taking money out of the savings or liquidating your stock portfolio. Nobody wants to do that.
Right.
Very interesting.
So how do you help folks to plan right now for the unexpected and to be able to avoid some of those unexpected costs that maybe they haven't planned for?
Well, Kelly, I have to share with you, anybody listening today who might be concerned about a spouse, a loved one, or even their own needs, this guy over here, Elliot, he has invested in a software that I can actually use to look at a person's existing portfolio, or if they don't have one, I can say, hey, let's talk about who will pay. Let's talk about where the funds will come from. Let's have a conversation. So a lot of people always assume, oh, if you talk to somebody, they're going to sell you something. But we're not there to sell you anything. This whole process, this whole show, everything we do, we want to educate people. And we want them to come in, feel comfortable. Let's review everything. Let's figure out how those needs will be taken care of, and we'll go from there. But this guy, he finds like the greatest software, so I could just boom, 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 boom. It spits out a report and tells you exactly what your options are and what you'll need to do. And not options to purchase anything, but who's going to take care of everything? Do you have your proper authorization to be able to take care of a family member? So we're focused on the education side, and that's what we do.
All right, perfect. And if people want to get in touch with you, maybe want to make a plan, start planning ahead for their long-term care, where do we go for more?
Right, yeah. So you can give us a call. 808-539-3791 is our office number. You can also check us out at get2insurance.com. We have our contact information there. And yeah, we're happy to talk. If you just want to have a conversation about it as well, you can just give us a ring and we can just talk about those definitions that we covered today as well.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. All right, make sure you check it out. Again, it's something that all of us will hopefully need to be able to enact in the future. So make sure you hit them up and make sure that you have all of your ducks in order so that no unexpected things come about.
Exactly.
Thanks for being here. And of course, thanks for educating everyone as always.
Yes.